before you know it, we're talking winter season, and this active weather pattern maybe taking a bit of a pause across the lower 48. That storm track displaced to the north, but we're still watching something across parts of the coastal southeast.
Yeah, we got some rain down around parts of the southern Appalachians, the Tennessee Valley right now. And if you look closely, you can, well, you don't have to look that closely. You can actually see a pretty well-defined counterclockwise spin right there. That's an upper level low. And over the next, 18 hours or so, it's going to get off of the southeast coast, turn into a more formidable low when it gets off the coast of Cape Hatteras, and then move up parallel to the east coast, not necessarily right next to it like a lot of storms do. This one's going to be kind of more out here. It strengthens a lot by the time it gets up to eastern Canada, but for the Outer Banks overall, it's not going to be like the last couple of coastal storms that we have. It's it's a quick hitter. It's like a low-end one, nuisance storm. But we just wanted to give you a heads up that it'll be there. It
will be. I mean, it'll be a little disruptive this evening. You can already see we've got some showers working their way into the coast right now. That's a good look of our upper level low spinning up there across the Tennessee Valley. So the showers really confined now to the southern Appalachians. That's going to eventually, this energy kind of shifting and redeveloping into our low as we get into the night tonight. So that will bring, that energy transfer is going to bring perhaps some heavier rain through the overnight period along parts of the coastal Carolinas, Myrtle Beach, Wilmington, up towards, say, the Outer Banks, Morehead City, Cape Hatteras, where I think generally speaking, it should be manageable rain, but we do have a decent enough moisture that we'll have to also watch the high tide cycle, that all kind of combining together to give us a good 12-hour stretch of maybe the most intense impacts.
I know that it's been a rough couple of months for you guys in the Outer Banks, especially. We look at the map of all the hurricane tracks that we've had so far this year, and most people look at it and say, this is great for the U.S., they're all curving away, but some of them were close enough, Aaron especially, to have some very significant impacts. And we've had a couple of just homegrown coastal storms, too. Again, this one's not going to be as strong as the others. It moves faster, too. And at least for us along the east coast of the U.S., overall, no big deal. But by the time we get to, let me go to the other forecast model here. I accidentally moved that one. We'll take a little bit of a wider view. Check this out, Jane. Look at how strong this thing gets once it gets up into eastern.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, right off the coast of eastern Canada. That's
when you see it deepening and all the lines really start to show up, right? And now we're talking like as if you cut into a croissant and you've got all the different layers. And, now we've got a deepening storm system. That's powerful winds in eastern Canada. And some of that kind of squeeze play with high pressure building in behind that coastal low does bring some gustier winds, some breezier conditions across the northeast. While we're maybe escaping the rain belts as most of the moisture will be off well into the Atlantic, we do have maybe windy conditions in Tuesday, Election Day. So maybe a couple showers across northern New England, nothing really to write home about, but it's windy and breezy, and that northwesterly wind will maybe kind of knock temperatures down a touch.
Yeah, and then there's another clipper system that's going to come through. This is a coastal storm, I'm sorry. There's going to be a second storm system that comes in from the north, which we'll talk about in just a minute. That'll actually bring some more significant rain later on in the week to the northeast. But here's your wave height forecast, and this, I think, really does a good job of showing the story. It's just this quick little blip here, and then it waits until it gets farther toward the north to really expand and do all of its strengthening. Now, again, every storm's a little different. Sometimes they'll get off the coast farther to the south, like down around Florida or something, and they do a lot of strengthening out here, and then you get a big storm that can cause some big problems out in the Outer Banks. In this case, that will not be the case. The wind is going to be gusting about 20 to 30 miles per hour. I would say you'll start to notice it really increase through the evening and overnight tonight. Probably peaks tomorrow morning, would you say?
I would say probably about tomorrow morning. Now, that's the time frame Monday morning. You can see, especially across like the northeastern extent of the Outer Banks, that's where you have the onshore wind combined with maybe our highest wave heights, 20 to 30 mile an hour gusts. And then as that low departs, still a little breezy on the backside. Again, as that pressure gradient starts to build, it's an offshore wind. So for the immediate coast, it's a better story just because you don't have to worry about the coastal flood concerns. But in the Pamlico Sound, any bays, that offshore wind does kind of start to press up some of the water in the back streets. So just something to note as we go through maybe Monday night into Tuesday. There's still that isolated risk.
Good call.
But